Trade Commissioner, India-Namibia Trade Commission, India-Africa Trade Council, and Mr. Regimon Matatil, ex-branch manager, Life Insurance Corporation of India, and Mr. Dilip Chandran, President, Rotary Club of Changnashiri Town. Now, I request everyone to please rise for the national anthem of India, followed by the Namibian national anthem. You may please take your seats, and to begin the session, we take the blessing of the Almighty by lighting the lamp, for which we request our dignitaries to please move forward. Lighting the lamp. I request Honorable Mr. Ramesh Kumar to welcome our dignitaries with buckets. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us today at the India-Namibia Trade Conference in the Kerala state. We are glad to be joined by His Excellency, the High Commissioner of Namibia to India, along with other important dignitaries. we welcome Excellency in Goods on Stage, Kerala. The business conference is being organized to understand opportunities in the beautiful southern African nation, Namibia. To provide as an overview, I would request Sri Mohit Sevatsava, Director, International Cooperation, India Economic Trade Organization, to present the introductory address.
Thank you very much, Madam. Excellency, Mr. Sinembo, the High Commissioner of Namibia, Dr. Asif Iqbal, the President of Indian Economic Trade Organization, diplomatic friends, trade commissioners, business communities, media personals. Thank you very much for joining us today. Welcome to the Southern Indian state of Kerala at the Namibia-India Trade Conference. And our association that we talk about with Namibia has been very strong and growing, everlasting, from a long years of expectations towards each other. Starting with our interaction with the Honorable President of the Republic of Namibia in Portugal, with our association. And from that time, we have been visiting the beautiful country of Namibia that first took before the COVID era by Dr. Asif. After which we had continuous engagements in various cities of India, whether it is the middle part in Telangana, whether it is the southern part of Chennai, or in New Delhi. We also took multiple business delegations to this country in Southern Africa, where we had multiple cooperation in different aspects of trade relations. We also are glad to be receiving many delegations, many high-power delegations coming to India. As it has been mentioned at the high levels, the health, economy, and the social challenges that has been possessed by the post-pandemic combined with the debt crisis, with high interest rates, tense geographical conditions, besides all the ecological, economic, and social constraints that we have been facing in terms of climate change, that has all combined today as creating the major world challenges. Now, talking about countries like India and Namibia together, we have to work together to talk about and think about these cooperation on the international stage to deal with these issues for the benefits of our people. No doubt, our ties are forged in the developmental cooperation, in our capacity building programs, and in our political solidarity. And it is important that together we grow, develop, and prosper. This cooperation in the recent year has been particularly seen a pickup in the economic side, and there have been a significant impact of increase in the trade relation. I would definitely remark this. The kind of cooperation that we have developed by the India-Africa Trade Council in the recent past, especially in the recent few years where we have been cooperating at the high level and with the business community there in Namibia. Excellency, here I would also emphasize your efforts and cooperation that extended by your good offices to enhance our economic relations between our two countries. India's presence in the global arena is well seen with growing understanding and showcasing the true Indian values of sharing with the world. Of course, following with the path of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that is one family, the entire world is our one family. In the coming days, India would be hosting the G20 meet, where our cooperation with Africa is being marked by our leaders who believe and trust that this bond is marked with true friendship. Our relation with Namibia, I must say, the commonalities of interest, belief, and outlook that underpins the bilateral relations which applies to a wider global stage. I believe there are almost 400 companies which are working in Namibia at present, and we certainly, again, would like to see a stronger investment from the Indian side, especially from the Kerala state. And I believe that after this conference, we would be seeing multiple cooperation from the Kerala state to the country ahead in the southern part of Africa, where we would be leading a business delegation very soon from Kerala to join us in the South African nation. More collaborations that we need and a stronger skill partnership that is required, and we believe to start by small impacts that can initiate good cooperation, in which we need Namibia's participation that is equally required for our strong contribution. In today's session, you would be given more information about this beautiful country and the opportunities ahead in Namibia, and you would be getting this chance by the people who have already visited Namibia, whether it is IET or President or whether it is Excellency, who have been cooperating with us in many regards. So you would be getting the entire information, what is required to understand working in Namibia. And if not to just work, you should definitely visit Namibia once to check and to see the beauty of this country. Thank you very much. And thank you, Excellency, for joining us. We would also like to now call Mr. Rajiman, the ex-branch manager of LIC India, to please join us and share your experiences, sir.
Good evening, everybody, particularly His Excellency. I would say I'm put in the list of speakers in the last minute. I don't know, but I have read a lot about Namibia ever since Ramesh Kumar started talking about being considered as the Trade Commissioner of Kerala for the Republic of Namibia. So from there I can tell you something which would be definitely interesting. I don't have big sheets with me, but I can very well gather what I have read. First of all, the name Namibia would come to your mind when we talk about cheetah. Very recently, India imported, I think it's a gift from the Republic of Namibia to India that we have brought a few cheetahs from there. Unfortunately, cheetahs could not survive the climate of India. So there a bad experience as far as we are concerned. Definitely the Republic has agreed that India will be given more cheetahs, and India is preparing to keep them alive for long term. So that is the latest news which we have commonly read in the newspaper and the TVs. Now coming back to the role of explaining what is in stock for you in Namibia, I would say people who are gathered here, they are very close to Ramesh Kumar, including me. I know him for the last 38 years. I would say, as Mr. Mohit has mentioned, we should make it a point, if people are planning a tour outside India, particularly to an African country, we all have heard of the Kenyan safari and other things. Similar type of things could be done in Namibia. Apart from that, you get an opportunity to see the country as a whole and experience the hospitality of the people over there. A short history of Namibia, which is coming to my mind after having read some good news about Namibia, is that it was also a colony, like India, to the British. India was to the British, and fortunately, Namibia had that supremacy over them, first by Germany and last by South Africa. 1990, if I am correct, 1990, Namibia gained independence from South Africa. Now it's a republic. A lot more meaning to the word republic, as we all know. When we speak of a country simply as Namibia or India, the respect of that country did not reflect in the name. When we say that Republic of India, Republic of Namibia, it makes a great difference. So the country offers you umpteen number of opportunities. You can tour the country just as a tourist, or you can tour the country to see the opportunities available as an investor. Very often we hear from the investors in the Middle East or in the African countries that there is immense potential for investors. The scope of investment is so high that if you look at what are the segments or the areas wherein investment is possible, whether it's in a small way or in a big way, there is unlimited opportunity over there. And what I have read about the country and the government setup, they offer you the opportunity to have the services to be delivered from a single point, single window service. That is a great thing compared to what we experience today in our country. A lot has changed, but still, I would say that if you start to become an entrepreneur, definitely you have to take care of many things. There is a saying that, very often people from our country, to do business in our country itself, we have to run from pillar to post. Times have changed, a lot more will happen very soon. But that will definitely stand as an impediment, as a barrier, as a predicament to many people, because they don't like it. We all hate doing such things. So when the country offers you an opportunity to go to one particular counter or one particular ministry or one particular entity, I forgot the name of some Namibia Industrial Development Authority. Correct me if I am wrong, because I didn't write anything and I was not prepared to deliver a speech, but from the memory what I have read and understood from net over there, Google helped me a lot. I would say that the country offers you an opportunity to go to a particular department or agency, and the agency will give you all the support to invest, and your investment is 100% repatriable. That means capital and profit from the country can be repatriated to home country of the investor. That is, if you are being an Indian, if we go and invest, everything is protected. You don't have to have a local partner over there. Think of Middle East, wherein I worked in 7 cities. I would say that you all need, except in some places like Dubai, you all need a local sponsor or a partner over there. But in Namibia, if you want to invest, the government is giving you an opportunity. Invest, make maximum what you want. Only thing is that you have to conform to certain standards and stipulations which are prescribed by the government for investors outside the country, from outside the country. So other than that, lot of opportunities, and the single window service, and one particular designated agency will take care of your investments. Your growth prospects will be guaranteed, or I would say it is guaranteed. And the major areas of investment as listed here: pharmaceutical, infrastructure development, mining. And again, I would say that in Namibia, the best is gem quality diamonds. I don't know whether gold is there or not, but gem quality diamonds, superior quality is available there. Much better than what you have heard of Mr. P.V. Anwar gathering from Sierra Leone. Superior quality, and you don't have to worry about getting a local sponsor or putting a partner over there. No, you can straight away invest, you can make money. The only thing is that it should be legal, ethical, and 100% conforming to the standards and restrictions prescribed by the government of Namibia. So, as an investor, you can explore the opportunities, whether it's an investment of 1 crore or 10 crores or even 100 crores. Of course, at the beginning, people would be thinking of investing a low amount of money and watching it, whether it's growing, it is being protected, or I'm losing money. The moment you understand that it is going to benefit you in many ways, definitely people will be gathering. In the coming days, Mr. Ramesh Kumar will be conducting personalized one-to-one meetings with many people across in Kerala, and probably sometimes outside the country also, because many have gone out of the country for work purpose or for investments. So in such a situation, Namibia offers you lots of opportunities. Pharma is one area. You all know that India is the biggest manufacturer of medicines in the world. COVID has put a tag on India, the medicine supplier of the world. So in that way also, pharma, infrastructure, mining, tourism. Tourism is a fabulous area where there is great potential, low investment and high returns, and the probability of planning and putting up outbound tours on a package basis or otherwise. It gives you, I'm sure it gives you lots of opportunities, and the people over there, from the findings what I have from Google, it says clearly they are very hospitable, and you don't have any problem of ethnicity, language, nothing, because that's a country where you can manage any type of business easily with English, because it is the most spoken language, official language over there. fortunately we do have the superiority of the language with us, and definitely that will be giving you a cutting edge. However, lots of other things have to be considered, which in due course will be explained in detail, nicely and wisely by Ramesh Kumar, supported by me. That's a guarantee, because I'm known to him for long term. So I told him, accept the responsibility. Let us explore, or let us explain first to the people who are interested, and we will usher in a new era of investment in an African country, particularly in a South African country, where there is peace and tranquility without any problems. In many other places, particularly in the African area or in Eastern Europe, you might be seeing what that news about the interest, political interest. Namibia is with pride, and with all the respect to His Excellency, I can say that it's a country where there is 100% political stability, and it's a very good place for investment. Think it in a big way or small way, that's up to you. So look at the major areas of investment over there. Apart from that, if you want detailed information, in due course that will be collected and distributed among all of you who would be interested. Please share this information with your friends who might be interested in investing in a country like Namibia. And I wish in the coming days, Ramesh will be flooded with people asking questions about him. What are the opportunities and how can we start and how do we venture into them? So let's give him a clap at this moment for becoming the Trade Commissioner, and I congratulate His Excellency. And there is another official with him. His name is Mr. Hoffney, if my memory is correct. Being a person who helped him to book the tickets and other things, I can very well remember at least one name of all these people. So with all the support of people like you, and the country also enjoys a good relationship with India, definitely this will bring you an opportunity, and I solicit your support, and at the same time congratulate Mr. Ramesh Kumar. I also thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to stand before you and explain what I have read about Namibia plainly to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Indeed, it is important to understand the country's nuances of working, and definitely to enhance cooperation in terms of tourism and in terms of knowing more, enhancing the connection of people-to-people establishment. Can I request now Mr. Dilip Chandran, the President of Rotary Club of the town, to please join us and give us an overview of the club as well as the kind of cooperation that is possible.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great privilege for me standing in front of yourself with a galaxy of delegates, respected delegates, respected dignitaries on the stage, and my dear friends. On behalf of Rotary Club of Changanasheri Town, we can almost all the things what is happening over there. Regiment sir had already explained everything about the hospitality, how we can invest in Namibia, and what are the situations there. Of course, Namibia is having a GDP of $8,900 US, while the GDP of India is only $6,100. In last 33 years, how they have developed, why they have grown this much, we have to learn from them. And the most focusing area, what we have mentioned is mining, then agriculture, food processing, then IT sector, pharma, healthcare, and tourism. So as an investor in healthcare, for myself, I'm running a company of water treatment, which includes domestic water as well as wastewater. So what are the technologies we are using here? We can also try over there. Like that, lot of companies we can refer them also. So Mr. Ramesh Kumar, first of all, I congratulate Mr. Ramesh Kumar for being the Trade Commissioner of India, Namibia, and all the best wishes for him for the future. As a past president, he is having a very good aware of the people, those who can invest over Namibia. And he's having a good relationship with District 3211, which includes 7 districts in Kerala. So almost all the businessmen, he's having a good relationship with almost all these businessmen, and he can do a very lot of things for Namibia as well as India. Thank you very much. I am expressing my gratitude to each and everyone over here, and His Excellency especially. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Indeed, it is important to understand there are different businesses all together. You run a water business as well as the other people who are mentioned and present here today. We would be discussing more in length and in person to know more about the opportunities which are there and how we can collaborate with this country. And of course, as I mentioned in my regards and in my statement, that we would be taking a business delegation very soon. So most welcome to join us and to explore this country. I would definitely like to invite now the president of Indian Economic Trade Organization, Dr. Asif Iqbal, who has visited Namibia almost 4 times now. And I believe that the entire activities that we have been doing in the past some few years, so definitely we would be collecting all the information as well as the arenas of work, your knowledge of Namibia being there and the kind of industrial cooperation that is possible ahead. Dr. Asif.
Thank you very much, the Director of the ceremonies. Excellency, High Commissioner, Mr. Gabriel Sedimbo, and also a special welcome to the junior colleague from the High Commission, Mr. Tangeni. Very much welcome. And our friends, the Director of the India-Africa Trade Council from Zimbabwe, and also from the European Business Council, Mr. Sujit Nair, and all our friends who are here today. I would like to thank you so much for coming and joining us. Excellency, I would like to begin by welcoming you into this warm and a very friendly and very peaceful location called Kumarakom. We deliberately chose this place because the stress that we suffer in Delhi and other cities, you had to get a break from there. So that was one of the reasons why we wanted you to come. And among the people here who are very personalized and who have interests in areas which they have already expressed to us before. So we wanted to have this kind of a very one-to-one personal interaction. So thank you once again. The India-Namibia relations go back a long way, and as our other speakers rightly mentioned, since 1990, as a young nation, Namibia has been a very prospective country for India. You'll be surprised to know that Namibia has the second largest resources in uranium. They have got minerals, they have got diamonds, there is some gold, and also various other resources. And of course the population is 2.5 million, and very prospectively the place we have visited a couple of times, and our relations have started from 2019. Since the time we have started going to Namibia, visiting the place and understanding the warmth of its people. And we also have a lot of Indian community there who have got Indian restaurants, who have been there executing a lot of projects, especially in the mining area, mining side. So you have many diamond exporters of diamonds and people who are working in the diamond mining industry. You have people in the gold mining, and in fact last year we were there for the mining expo. So the visit to Namibia has always been very remarkable for us. Every time that we have been there, we have had interactions with the important ministries, and it is not a difficult thing, especially when the High Commission office in Delhi and in India has given us the support to establish and to meet, to interact, to directly avail all the incentives that one can get as a business tourist. So we have been able to access that, and I want to guarantee that it's a very friendly nation and a very friendly country for investments. Within a very the administration is also very fast, and the services are delivered very fast. So I think it will be a great change for you to visit this country. And as we discussed this morning, we will be having a delegation sometime in the end of October or in the beginning, and we'll have the trade commission here to facilitate that for you. An excellent tourist destination also. So I would suggest that you come look at it as a touristic destination, and then think of exploring the business opportunities. And we are here to support you and to give you any hand holding that is required to visit this beautiful country. Apart from that, also from 2019, we have had the trade desk under the India-Namibia Council, which has been working in strengthening these relations, starting from Chennai, then Hyderabad, and now we have in Kerala, and we had in Delhi, and we also have a county council in Bangalore. So things are moving in a way that more deepening engagements can happen between India and Namibia. And you now, Kerala, as a very progressive state, I was just telling His Excellency today that how progressive this state is, and in what way you have developed, and how you have increased your self-sufficiency in various areas. I was also discussing with our junior colleague from the High Commission about aquaculture. Aquaculture is a very important area where Namibia is looking at understanding collaborations and trying to collaborate to see how successful aquaculture in Kerala is. And I have invited them and a team from their side to visit some aquaculture and prawn culture farms for which Kerala is very famous, Excellency, and we would like to see how we can explore that in Walvis Bay and in those areas where we can really explore aquaculture. Of course, and from that, there are in the last few times that we have visited, our delegates have found opportunities in agroforestry, in agriculture farming, in mining, in clothing, and in export of garments. So various such things, which is very, very prospective, because a lot of imports that are coming from South Africa are expensive. So Indian players have a great opportunity to take their products and go to Namibia and then see what kind of opportunities they can avail. Of course, we have Excellency, tomorrow we'll be there to have the annual boat race, which is going to be held, and we are going to get a feel of what the boat race really is, and then have some delicious, the traditional meal after, which will follow after the boat race. Excellency, beyond that, we are going to look at our delegates are people from Kerala, and we request your support and cooperation in providing us all the necessary support that is needed to make this relationship successful. And we would like to congratulate once again Mr. Ramesh for taking, and we extend full support for you to run and to enable these kind of deepening partnerships. And finally, I would like to wish you in advance for a very happy and a prosperous Onam festival, which is coming in the next 2 days. And once again, thank you, Excellency, and I wish you all a very good India and Namibia partnership. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Iqbal. And indeed, it is important to understand these kind of cooperation. And yes, we have full cooperation and support by the High Commission in New Delhi for all these deliberations. Without taking much of the time, we have a very important presentation, and that is the keynote address by His Excellency himself. Can we have the presentation also ready? There's a presentation. Can we turn on the presentation? And with this, I invite the High Commissioner of Namibia in India, His Excellency Mr. Gabriel Pendurin Sinimbo. Can you turn off the lights?
After a few minutes. After a few minutes. Thank you so much. The Director of Ceremonies, distinguished members of the dais, distinguished friends, business women and men. Kerala is such a beautiful place. I arrived in India in 2019. Opportunities for traveling was a bit limited at the time, and then COVID came. But of late, I'm trying to really catch up, exploring India, and appreciating this incredible country. Many people, of course, when I ask where should I go, one of the places that comes up is Kerala. Finally, I am here, and I am appreciating the state, the resort. Today, thank you, the organizers, for the arrangements that has been made. We went on a boat tour, and that was really quite lovely. Thank you so much. Before I get into the presentation, I am also extremely very proud as a friend of India. Our relations dates back many years ago, before the independence of Namibia with India, where Namibia was accorded full diplomatic recognition. The organization, which is now the current party or ruling party of our government, which was at the time classified as a rebel organization that was pursuing the independence of the country. India took a decision that at the time was seen by the Western world as an unpopular decision to recognize and accord the Namibian movement, which is SWAPO, a full diplomatic status. Therefore, we remain forever indebted, and that India was in the forefront of assisting Namibia to gain our independence. Dr. Asif, before it slips my mind, you were talking about aquaculture. In fact, I'm busy with that assignment. I have been speaking to one of the organizations called ARDO. Yeah, and they responded favorable because our request was, can they arrange a visit for our office on behalf of the Ministry of Agriculture, who had requested for that, and they suggested that we go see one of the projects this coming month. Congratulations to Mr. Ramesh. Trade consular has been quite significant in terms of our arrangement, in terms of our pursuit of enhancing our trade relations. In fact, the statistics speaks volume because the figures has gone up, which is very much impressive. And it makes me feel good because now, whether I have done much or not so much, I can lay claim to some of these successes. The most important aspect generally is when we have engagements of this sort, before I can speak about other matters, is the crux of the matter. People want to know what are the opportunities in Namibia. Now, I'm breaking protocol in terms of the way of giving my presentation, and I want to immediately go into the opportunities before I come back and talk about the other things. Namibia is a net importer of so many goods and services. from South Africa being one of the countries, but the rest of the products and so on mainly comes from all over the world. We are not self-reliant. We do not have the manufacturing base. So many of the things, of course, we import from other countries, including from India. So what am I saying? I'm basically sharing with you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that there exists opportunities in almost all sectors, with the priority sectors being listed here, some of the key sectors. We do not, as a country and as a government, dictate and restrict that if you are a business person, this you can do, enter into manufacturing, enter into health, but don't enter into tertiary education. It is at your discretion to do business in Namibia as per your desire and your abilities. Now, one of the institutions, thank you, sir, for the very elaborative presentation that has been mentioned, is the Namibia Industrial Development Board. This is a government institution that is mandated with the responsibility of assisting the industrialization of the country. They have got so many projects, and in the interest of the time, I will not run into project per project. And then, being a government institution, that means, especially if the focus areas is manufacturing, if it is manufacturing that you want to establish in your in Namibia, one can have engagements with this institution and explore possibility of going into joint ventures with a government entity. They have enormous pockets of land throughout the whole country, starting from the coast up to the last corners of the country, which are available. Excellent arrangements that prevail for one to do business with them. Now, manufacturing, as I said, is extremely very much important for Namibia. If there's an entity, institution that would want to start doing manufacturing in Namibia, of course, government is going to embrace you and to assist such an entity in terms of facilitating whatever is required to be done so that things are done efficiently. Maybe one institution also very much important to mention is the Namibia Investment Promotion and Development Board. Now, in our definition, an investor is a person or any business person who wants to establish or set up your operations in Namibia. If you want to put up a hospital, obviously you are establishing your presence there. Or if you want to put up a manufacturer of whatever, whether it is manufacturing of containers, of water bottles, that is manufacturing. There is an institution that has a responsibility to assist investors. So you will not have to deal with any stress of how do I register my business, where do I start, and so on. That is the one center where you go and they assist you in setting up your operations, and they assist you with whatever meetings is required. If there's anything that you need to understand from government, they would facilitate such arrangements. Namibia being a small country, of course, it makes it possible to have access to any institution easily, or to any offices, including to the president, to the ministers, and so on. If there's a need, Dr. Asif and the team that had been to Namibia can attest to that. It is easy for one to have that. Many a times, when there's a delegation that they arrange, if there's people in the sector of health, they are accordingly assisted to have meetings with the relevant entities, including with the minister. If it is in mining, such arrangements can be made, and so on. So besides what we have listed, I say the investment can be in any area. Pharmaceuticals reference was made to that. Maybe what is of utmost importance to say about the pharmaceuticals, Namibia, number one, is a member of SADC. SADC is a region. There are 16 member country states, including South Africa, Namibia, Botswana, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Angola, which are the neighboring countries of Namibia. Over the past years, trade policies had been harmonized, except for customs duties. But doing business in Namibia, if you are a manufacturer or whatever, trader in Namibia, and you want to do business with Zimbabwe or Botswana, the policies are harmonized. It is much, much easier to do that. Of course, customs duties will be imposed. That is the only thing. It is more like two states in India, if I may take that example, doing business. It's more like doing business in the same country, except for the customs duties that I have said. So Namibia, because one of the things that many people look at is the population, which is right, because for any business person, you want to understand is there a significant market. Namibia is only a 2.6 million population, which is a concern. But to what extent is this really a concern? Now, if you look at the whole SADC, the neighboring countries and so on, you have access to a market of over 300 million consumers or potential customers. So it takes away, or it should really take away, that concern. Many people or business people consider Namibia as the location where they can establish their premises to do business with the neighboring countries, because we have an efficient harbor, ports that are very efficient, that are security secured. We are rated as #1 country in terms of the road infrastructures and the networks connecting with the other country. And it is a very safe country. And your investment is very safe. It has been repeatedly stated that if one, it is disinvesting in Namibia is just as easy as one would invest. If you wake up the following morning and you say, I'm taking out my investment, you do so. And that is protected and enshrined in our laws. So that is really the situation as far as that is concerned. So now, coming back to pharmaceuticals, therefore, there's a great market. Not only is it Namibia that does not manufacture drugs, but it is the whole region, basically. The region is a net importer of pharmaceuticals. Of course, some come from this side and so on and so forth. But now, when the advantage of any institutions that are placed in Namibia, if there is to be a manufacturer with their presence in Namibia, most of the times the procurements of the governments, not only Namibia but our neighbors and so on, is through tender processes. Because they will go out on tender and suppliers would participate through these processes. And then the successful one or two, whatever the required number is contracted or signs an agreement maybe for the next 3 or so years, is given the opportunity to do so. And then they are the sole supply. Now, the decisions in most cases, and this applies to the rest of the other sectors, when you have a local manufacturer, business entity, when there is evaluations of tender and they participate, they have that advantage of being given the preference. They may not necessarily be the most affordable, but government has a responsibility to enhance, first and foremost, the investors that are there, to give them the opportunity and to sustain their businesses. Diagnostic centers is in huge demand, not only in Namibia, but within the rest of the neighboring countries. There's quite a number of other patients who would come to Namibia, and if we don't have such services, of course, then the next country that the majority look at is in South Africa. So, for those who are in health, putting up a diagnostic center is going to be very, very meaningful. Now, as a country, many people have medical insurance. And the majority of the holders of the medical insurance, it is an insurance from the government, where they would access your services, and then government pays for that. Education has big demand, in particular tertiary institutions like universities, more so for the training of medical professionals like doctors and so on. Of course, we recently started producing our own doctor from our university. But this is in small numbers because we don't have the capacity. It used to be South Africa, but South Africa, in terms of demand capacity, they are also limited. So you have so many students from the region studying all over the world. You find them in Cuba, Russia, all over. So if there was an opportunity for, whether it is a small university or whatsoever, but focusing on medicine, that will be quite significant. And most of the students are sponsored by their governments because this is one of the things that is a priority. Agriculture, opportunities are really in abundance. Namibia has more than enough land. Yeah. In fact, if you look at our population and the land available to us, we are the second least land populated nation in the whole world, second to Mongolia. That is why you would find some of the farmers having land that is as huge as 30 kilometers all the sides. So that is not a surprise. So land is there for agriculture, agro-processing, the energy sector, electrical components and so on. All of these things can be done. Solar manufacturing. Solar, I must quickly here pause and say there is a serious development in Namibia in terms of green hydrogen. In fact, we are the leading African country now, busy setting up massive infrastructure for green hydrogen. In fact, it is a project that has attracted a number of European countries, in particular, even German. German is pumping in a lot of millions in these projects. Recently, we signed an agreement in excess of over $9 billion US dollars just for one single project. The whole issue is, maybe it is a little bit too technical for me, but Europe is looking at self-reliance in terms of electricity. Now, because of Russia and Ukraine, they are looking at alternative sources to supply them with energy, which is now in the green hydrogen, something that I don't fully understand, but they extract ammonia and it is transportable, just like we carry gas in gas cylinders or containers, something similar to that. Now, it's a project, various projects that must be implemented, relying on solar components and so on. And you can imagine how many solar panels and so on needs to be set up. So it's already a bankable project. It has even created a tremendous pressure on the government, because where it is being put up is one harbor that was quite small, which is the area that is identified for this project. And Namibia is identified for strategic reasons. It is where you have all the requirements of green hydrogen being met to the maximum. Now the port must be enlarged. A lot of infrastructure must be put in, and so on. But I must tell you, if time permits and you go on Google and you look up this green hydrogen in Namibia and the interest from the Western world, it is unbelievable. It is really unbelievable. Textile and so on and so forth. Mining, we have almost, we are almost blessed with all sorts of minerals, even the minerals that we thought we never had, including the discoveries of lithium in the last a year and a half. In the last 2 years, we have been doing explorations as a country for oil and gas, and for years it has been evading Namibia. But in the last 2 years, massive discoveries of oil and gas deposits has been made, and it has brought a lot of excitement. We have never seen the number and the frequencies of prime ministers and presidents from Europe visiting Namibia. Not so long back, we had in one day 2 prime ministers of different countries from Europe, the Netherlands and Denmark, visiting. It is for the 2 things: the energy, the green hydrogen, and the oil discovery. So we are looking at by 2028 attaining full production, commercial production of these resources, yeah, which is going to give further opportunities in terms of doing business. Tourism, we just had our first large large delegation from Kolkata in June. In fact, from here I will be going to Kolkata. It is another delegation going. So things are picking up in terms of this particular aspect. So it's also one thing that we can explore. So the opportunities really are quite unlimited. I'm going to be very fast now with the presentation, because I just wanted to fully cover some of the opportunities that are there in the country. I need to see what. You may not see me, and that's not. Yeah. The presentation, Namibia, that's where we are located in the south. Next slide. Yeah, our capital city is Windhoek, like I said, with a very small population as a country of only 2.5. Neighbors: Angola, Botswana, South Africa, Zambia, Zimbabwe. The weather is reasonable. Okay, it is arid and semi-arid. The English is the official language. Next slide. One of the things is, except recently our currency follows much more the fluctuations of the US dollars. It's on average it has been one US dollar to 14 Namibian dollars. The Namibian dollar is pegged to